Guys, welcome back to the channel. It is day one of the Ranger Challenge. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Chris has to go pick up his kids and they're figuring out what engine they're putting in their thing. And me and Blake are gonna come over here. We're gonna have a little discussion and see what engine that we're actually gonna be putting in our Ranger, or if we're gonna use this Ranger. What do you think, Blake? Let's hear it.
Put a Honda in there or what?
K-Series? I mean, that...
Probably just LS though.
Like, the LS is so good, but I feel like they're gonna be doing it. But the Honda, the engine management is expensive. So there's a lot of things that come at play here. So I think almost whatever we do, we need to do something with HP tuners. Something that we could tune on HP tuners, or unless something that's cheaper where we could have a cheap engine, but we could also use like ECU Master or something, and I could pin in an ECU Master. But that takes about $1,100 out of our budget, and we only have about $1,700. I'm gonna call around and see what these catalytic converters are worth, so the cat's off of this thing. The other, I mean, what we could do, Blake, I mean, they make rods for these things. Like if we put a set of rods in this thing, set of injectors, and we do a turbo, like we could flip the turbo, we could flip the manifold around, or we could just do some sort of turbo, gut this whole AC box. We don't need any of that. And we could spend our money on proper engine management. So like imagine this thing, like a 2.5 on ECU Master. So like the other thing is if we throw a big heavy LS in here, which not saying this thing's light, but like this thing currently works. It runs, it drives. So it has an engine, a tranny, all that other stuff. It's low compression on 2 cylinders, so it needs a head gasket no matter what. But if we order a set of studs, if we order a Cometic head gasket, and we turbo this thing and tune it, you know, use the money for an intercooler and wastegate and blow-off valve and engine management, all that stuff, we could do an FMU, or we could just not do an ECU Master. We could just run an FMU. Literally just hook up, put a bigger fuel pump in it, and hook up a FMU, so that I don't think this thing makes enough.
Are these
like,
rods good enough? Or?
I don't know.
How much are the rods?
Probably like $300, $300-400. So, there's definitely a lot of options. I don't know. It's kind of a tough deal because we could go to the junkyard and get lucky and get a, you know, like a 4.8 or a 5.3 out of a truck or a Suburban, but then, you know, what condition is it? What condition is the tranny going to be in? It's probably going to be a 4L60. You know, the wiring harness, we're going to spend so much time wiring that thing versus this thing. It's like we overnight parts for it tonight. We overnight parts, and then we spend the time, because it already has a transmission, it already has a drive shaft, already has everything. Has an ECU, we turn the key and it runs. Instead of
buy a clutch too?
Probably buy a clutch, yeah, we could do that stuff. But like if we go LS swapping this thing, we're gonna have to do, especially if we only have 4 days. Like that, if this was 2 weeks, cool, let's LS swap it. But 4 days till the drag races with this thing. But also then this thing's a freaking 4-cylinder. Like
was it
2.5
or a 2.3?
2.5. So at most this thing we could probably make about 300 horse, whereas if they get a stock 5.3, it's going to make about 300 horse. So that's the issue. It's like, okay, we turbo this, make 300 horse, they non-turbo 300 horse, but then they spray it nitrous, you know, because if we go to the junkyard, we can literally get lucky and get a $500-600 engine pull out to put in here, or same with them. Is $500 more into this thing really going to make it that much faster, or do we just start off with displacement? The other option that would be kind of cool is swapping basically if we swapped like a 5.4 liter out of a like a Navigator, or even I think at the junkyard, the local junkyard here, they have those 4.6 like Cobra motors, like the dual overhead cam one, you know, and that would go in here. It would be big, but I think nothing really beats an LS at the end of the day, unless we did like a K-Series Honda with a turbo. But then the engine management gets expensive. That's the issue. Hey, what did you guys decide?
Oh, I was talking to Caitlin. I was talking to Pillar.
Oh, okay. You weren't.
Pillar was left.
Oh,
I was on the phone with Caitlin.
Well, me and Blake are just over. Hey, if you need an extra washer reservoir, I'll sell to you.
How much? $5? I don't need it because I'm actually gonna got that whole entire engine bay
When?
right now.
Oh, okay.
I got dibs on the cherry picker first. This is an all-out war, buddy. You started.
I honestly don't even know. I don't even know what to do.
You might regret.
It's all right. Nobody makes
maybe
me,
I did.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Exactly.
How you doing? Huh? Well, ours looks prettier. We got to figure out
Looks irrelevant.
wheels, tires. All right. Well, I'm gonna go order parts. Blake's gonna.
I'm gonna chop my.
I don't know what he's gonna do.
I'm gonna chop my springs right now.
Go ahead. Film it. Okay.
On the factory ECU, then we'll probably be sitting pretty regardless of what they have going on. It's just more so a matter of finding a drivetrain, finding a motor and tranny for it. If you're going home after you get the kids, I would just go home and look around and see what's. We can swap anything into this if it's cheap enough, you know what I mean, depending on what it is, obviously. So maybe just do some research and see what's online if you have a.
Oh yeah, I will.
Okay.
I just felt bad leaving
No.
you, not helping you pull them.
No, buddy, I'm gonna have this motor and tranny out in the next 2 hours, so we'll be doing great. It's 4 o'clock by 6. Motor and tranny's out of it.
Hey, when you're done pulling your engine, can you pull mine?
No, you got.
I hate when things aren't fair.
Oh, buddy, we'll be doing great. The things will be fair because Trevor will be messing around, you know, probably 70% of the time and won't be working on it, so it's going to be more than fair. So we're actually at an advantage here. Because Trevor will go inside and get distracted, and he'll sit on Facebook Marketplace for 2 hours. When Blake gives up and says,
Blake, you can't leave me hanging, okay?
Blake's like, this is not worth it, just doesn't come to work for the rest of the week, huh?
He's just like, no.
I'm sick.
He's laughing because, like, that's a possibility.
That's funny. Yeah, just see if you can find see what's for sale on Craigslist and Marketplace, and maybe even Kijiji if you want to go to Canada.
So Blake's getting right to work. So the plan is with us, it would almost be cool if we had 2 different shops, and then we could like kind of keep stuff. But you know, since his range is right there and our range is right here, we have a little bit of a head start because Sean actually helped me pull a lot of this stuff off before. But we did do a compression test. I'll put some of the numbers and stuff that we did in here right then. But it's kind of interesting. So ECU's right here. And this like harness, I think these things will pretty much come out of here really, really easy. So Blake is getting started on pulling the cylinder head on this thing. So we're gonna see how bad the head is. I'm gonna go in the office. I'm gonna look up stuff on the computer, see about head gasket, head studs, and see if we can figure out a tuning solution. Otherwise, I think we just need to order like an FMU, fuel management unit. That'll be about $100. Blake's gonna start pulling the cylinder head because that needs to come off no matter what. And then I'm gonna figure out some stuff in the office as far as tuning potential, stuff like that. See if I can get rods, see about this whole situation, Blake. Or if we're gonna like navigator swap it. That would be cool. That'd be kind of cool if they LS swapped and we did like a 5.4 navigator with a turbo. HP tuners, turbo, maybe. I don't know. It might be cool. There's so much room in these things for activities. What's really going on?
Oh, just getting this motor out, buddy.
So you decided to pull the motor, 100%. Yep. It's coming out.
Oh, I cut the harness, everything. It's coming out.
You cut the harness?
Everything. Well,
you cut
just some of the stuff on the harness.
So what are you gonna put in here?
Yep.
All right, guys. So Sean is strapping up his engine. Hey, what's going on over here?
Oh, just, you know, getting ready to pull this motor out, probably.
So it's actually coming out. So Sean isn't messing with like trying to give this
thing. It has
thing
like no compression in like 4 of the 6 cylinders, and I don't really want to dick with. It has like 230,000 miles on it.
So what you're basically saying is that you're gonna do an engine swap in 3 days. I mean, I guess we've done it before, but you haven't done it by yourself.
Well, it looks like I'm about to. Pillowbirds will help me out when he can. He has his kids and stuff.
He's got kids and all that other stuff. So I think tomorrow, Blake will probably end up just kind of helping us film a little bit more, and me and Sean will just kind of tag team, so it's a little bit more fair, unless Chris is over here. But right now, go ahead and pull that head off, Blake. It's ready to go. So we're pulling the cylinder head off of this thing. We're basically just trying to see if the issue was the head gasket, and if it is the head gasket, maybe I'm just going to overnight the head gasket, custom fabricate a freaking turbo manifold, and we'll be ripping by Friday, and you'll still be swapping an engine probably.
Yeah, but my 400 horsepower LS is not gonna.
Your 400 horsepower LS?
Cam and some other things.
Oh, okay. So Sean, I guess, seems to think that he's going to make it with an engine swap, but I don't know. Go ahead, Blake. Can you get it by yourself, or you need me? Lift.
A little help would be good.
You got it, Blake. Just really put your back into it. Hey, Sean, will you help us pull this head?
Absolutely not.
Hey, come on. Okay, we're good. Ready? Got it. All right, so we got our cylinder head off, and you can see actually right here, that is where the head gasket was blown, and coming over here to the bottom of the actual engine You can see the issue with these wafer gaskets. So this is like a graphite and there's just steel rings around it. You can see right here was starting to blow, had a little bit right there, but then right here in between both of them, you can see the cylinder head was just completely blown. So technically, we should be fine with just throwing a head gasket on this thing and getting it to run, because it probably didn't even warp it. It probably just, unless it got hot and warped it, but I'm gonna yank the cylinder, all this stuff off, and we're gonna go drop this thing off first thing in the morning and have this thing decked and checked while we wait for the head gasket. Sean's getting the engine. Hey, do you need help pulling off that hood? I could help you a little bit, I guess. Because we're so far ahead of you.
Are you?
Yeah, because we already have our engine swap. Or do you not care about the hood?
Oh, that's fine. It's just chilling on the thing.
Okay. You're looking at the internals of the thing that's gonna give you the whoop.
Yeah.
The whoop. So, Sean is waiting on a Sawzall blade, but it's 6 o'clock. You can't work on it no more.
How's the cylinder wall doing?
Cylinder wall's doing great.
Look at that. Put your light in there.
Well, my light doesn't work right now.
Here, I'll put mine in there.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see it.
Look at that.
I think it's actually doing pretty good. Yeah, it's probably got plenty of compression.
Wow.
I hope. If not, we're gonna give it some boost.
So anyhow, boost love.
Sean's engine is almost out of this thing, and our cylinder head is off
all
of the
your
thing.
boost right into the crankcase.
I'm trying to basically research and look up and see if like the 2.3 turbo stuff is the same stuff as this, to see if I could put the 2.3 head gasket on it, put a 2.3 turbo manifold. The issue with these, one of the issues going to be with this engine is it's a returnless style fuel system. So I'm going to have to add like a regulator with like a returned pressure regulator off of that with a different fuel pump in the tank. I don't know what you got in the store. You cut a bunch of stuff, so there's no turning back on this thing. So you're either you gotta swap some other stuff in there, but hopefully that Capri Sun will help you figure some stuff out.
Hopefully your power goes off at your house tonight so you can't research.
Hey, go ahead and give me an update.
Well, how's my frame doing?
Yeah.
No, look at it.
I see it. I see that. It's got a little booger, little pushed over.
Yeah, right.
But I think it's probably doing great.
Yeah, it's just the front of it, the frame horn. We'll be fine. Yeah. So update is
what day? Well, we're gonna call it day one. This is pretty much the end of day one, because yesterday we started late. Today we kind of started late again. So we're talking about stuff, figuring out some dates, because we did end up changing the dates. Drag race on September 1st at Bandimere Speedway, and then after that, September 3rd, road course, and burnout right after that, if whatever one is still running, which is probably gonna be mine.
Okay.
But anyhow, Sean went ahead and got the engine out of this thing today. You guys went to the junkyard.
Local
junkyard to see.
Didn't find what we wanted, so.
No luck. Everything was 4-wheel drive.
Everything didn't have a motor in it.
Oh, no truck motors. So, hey, you can see his has a little bit of some dinks in the front and a little bent frame, but right now he's pressure washing the engine bay, and you can see he absolutely gutted the whole inside. So, fender wells, heater, AC box, all that stuff, radiator, condenser, everything out of the front of this thing. So you're moving right along.
Yeah, we're not wasting any time.
As far as me, we changed the budget too. So the budget is $2,500 in just mods. So we pretty much decided to wash the Rangers. They're pretty much the same exact thing, and we kind of realized that it was going to be really, really lame if whatever we did was just, we only had $1,500 to basically engine swap or turbo or do whatever. Yeah. And I didn't want it to suck. Like I want this to be like a good competition. I want them to rip. I want them to be like kind of fast. And so you can see Sean's lump right here, 3-liter V6. Are you going to sell that thing? Core? If we
get a motor and train at the junkyard, core.
I have a secret thing that I'm going to do with mine, but we'll get what? Well, nothing. So my cylinder head, if head gasket is pretty bad on it, so it needs a head gasket replacement. But I'm also looking at the junkyards. Me and Blake are planning on going up to the junkyard tomorrow and go check out and see what stuff is up there. Maybe today, if we could get up there today. They close at 5. There's a 2014 Mustang with a 3.7. There is a supercharged Thunderbird coupe, which is an option. Supercharged Thunderbird coupe.
Hey, good luck making it to the junkyard today, buddy.
Yeah, it's only 5. It's only 4. It's only 4. Well, they close at 5. But yeah, so Sean is moving right along. You're doing great over there, and I'm just I'm trying to, now that we have a little bit more time, I'm just trying to
Trevi's doing the Trevi custom way.
Yeah, I'm being patient, and something is just gonna.
I don't know if that's what
something
I meant
is bound to pop up.
I don't think
What is the Trevi way?
So patient and procrastination is two different things.
No,
Yeah, but
they're kind of the same thing.
Oh.
Okay, sometimes like good things come to those who wait. To those who wait, probably, and that is gonna be me.
No, I think good things come to those who hit, buddy. The early bird gets the worm, okay? And I'm looking for worms, so.
Well, what happens if you're the early bird, okay, and you're out there picking up worms, and then all of a sudden some guy comes to pick up the trash and freaking runs you over? Then what? Then what do you do?
Great analogy.
All right, so Sean, all pressure wash, man. That thing's actually pretty clean now.
Yeah,
A
we're
little
doing
bit like surface rust, but compared to like other,
Surface rust ain't gonna slow me down, buddy.
yeah.
Surface
It
rust
only
ain't
has,
gonna
yeah,
slow me
that little bend in the frame.
Yeah, but it's about it's the front of the frame horn. It's in front of all the suspension stuff, so I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna cut this out. We're gonna put a little tube deal up here. We're good. We're doing great. Trevor doesn't know it's coming. I wish we were doing this somewhere else so he like didn't see what was going on every day.
I mean, I agree, but like,
It's like I like want to know what you're doing, but like almost would rather just have it be a surprise. You know, a surprise. I like surprises. I kind of want you to
be surprised.
surprised. Yeah. Yeah. This thing's gonna rip.
Well, I mean, mine's gonna rip. Mine's got an engine in it. I don't know about yours, but mine's got an engine in it.
Yeah. How much work did you guys get done on it today?
Well, we actually didn't do anything to it. So I was figuring out the dates and times and the things, and we had plans with the girlfriends. So we basically both had to move.
We both had to move.
We had to
stuff around.
move like all the dates and everything around because you know we can't be doing that. We can't be changing the dates because we already planned stuff, and you can't be doing that. And then this was a last minute.
I just
planning
remembered
thing.
my plan. You forgot about yours.
No, I just the dates got a little bit, but nonetheless, Sean's engine is completely out. Our cylinder head is on the ground. His thing is right here. He's gonna use that as a core, and me and Blake are gonna head up to the junkyard tomorrow. Check around, see if we can find anything. They were looking around at the junkyard today. Did you find anything out there?
So hey, if you go, will you scout for me?
Yeah,
Really?
maybe. What did you guys find at the junkyard?
Absolutely nothing. There was a Duramax.
Oh,
It was wide open though. It was taken apart.
that actually wouldn't be too bad. So I guess day one of the Ranger Challenge is complete. Again, if you guys are curious about the rules or any of that other stuff, check the link, check the description. And if you guys would like to see a behind the scenes update as we go, Motion Auto VIP, you will get added to a private Facebook group where we will be posting updates daily during the whole process. So yeah, Sean's getting this thing out. I'm gonna figure that out. Junkyard tomorrow. Let me hear your suggestions, what you think I should swap in mine. The whole plan was turbo the 4-cylinder, but now that we have a little bit more budget and more time, I don't know. I know these guys are going LS. That's pretty much a given, unless something else pops up super crazy. But appreciate you guys watching. See you later.